Hello, this is Praveen. Welcome to .netgurukul.com for the ASP.NET Core training. Today we are in Module 1, Session 7, like Module 1 Introduction to ASP.NET Core. Session 7, like in browser pages routing, return types and lab. Okay. So like in this particular session, we will learn with browser pages routing. Like earlier, like we have seen MVC, right? ASP.NET Core MVC routings, right? Now that we have to know the ASP.NET Core browser pages routing. Okay. So here are the agenda items for this session. Like I'm going to introduce with the browser pages routing. So in this we have something like folder based routing, okay, and page centric routing. So this is like similar to the conventional routing in ASP.NET Core, and this is similar to the attribute routing, okay, in the ASP.NET Core MVC. So later we'll go to the iAction result and return types in browser pages, okay, and we'll see the hands-on lab as well. So let's get started. So routing in ASP.NET, okay, ASP.NET Core browser pages. So routing is like we are mapping with appropriate cs.html file based on the input request, okay. So we'll try to understand that routing in detail, okay, and later we have to know that there are two types of routing in ASP.NET Core browser pages, like in folder based routing and page based routing, okay. So before getting into the details, understanding the browser routing and folder based and page centric routing, so let me recollect with the ASP.NET Core MVC routing, that what we have taught in session 5. So this is the session 5 that what we have taught, like in ASP.NET Core MVC routing. So when there is a HTTP request, it goes to the program.cs class file. So where we have this conventional routing over there, right? So they will be specifying we will have a specific configuration in the program.class file. So we will specify the controller name and the action method, right? So based on the controller name and the action method is going to the controller name, and the relevant action method will get fired, right? So I can also decorate the controller class with the route name, and that I call as the attribute routing. Okay, so here like it is similarly to ASP.NET Core pages also, it's the same thing. So I can mention that in the program.cs class file, but we do not have the controller. Okay, so you'll have the code behind there, and you don't have the action method, like you will have the page handler methods. Okay, so we will work with the program.cs class file like in the folder based routing. Okay, over here in the code behind, like we will work with the .cs HTML. So I will explain you that in detail. Okay, let me connect to my tab, okay, and explain you that in detail. Okay, yeah, it's got connected. ASP.NET Core browser pages routing. So what we have learned in ASP.NET Core MVC is different. Okay, so ASP.NET Core pages, pipelines, and the request and the response is different. So when there is in this browser pages routing, like when there is a HTTP request, okay, it goes to the program.cs class as our main class over here, right? So here is a startup class right there, program.cs class. So within this program.cs class file, I can mention this folder name and the file name, okay, and the folder name and the file name, I call that as the folder based routing. Okay, so once when it program.cs class file will navigate to the folder and the file, then it has this .cs HTML, which is nothing but the code behind, right? Okay, .cs HTML. Okay, so and it fights with the relevant action method in the relevant ASP page handler method. Okay, so once when you have this configuration for the folder based, like to have the folder name and the code behind the class, okay, something like folder name / code behind file name. So once you go through the demo, that will be very easy. So for now, you understand, like in the program.cs class file, this is just like a conventional routing in your ASP.NET MVC. Okay, so in the folder based routing, like you will specify this folder name and the code behind file, and the code behind file will be executed. Okay, and we can specify the routings at this .cs HTML file, like it's like in your controller also you can mention, right? So here also, like in this .cs HTML, like you can mention this routings at this page header, like page directive, like @page. Okay, something like that products slash something ID. Okay, so I can mention this kind of a routing over here. I can mention the routing at the page level, at the page, page directive. So I call this as the page centric or page based route. Okay, so that it will find the relevant ASP page handler method. Okay, so that's the basic, like in understanding your ASP.NET Core Razor pages routing. So let me go through a demo and let me understand that. We'll do that demo to understand this folder based routing and page centric based routing. Okay, so we have two types over here. First one is like the folder based, and the second type is the page based. So let's do a demo. Let me connect to my VS Studio over here. Okay, I just wanted to close all this stuff. So if you want me to see this session file, like what we have done in the session file, see here in the session file in the program.cs class file, we used to have this kind of a map conventional routing, right? In having the controller name and the action method. So it goes to your controller. Okay, so it has this way of calling this particular index method, right? So it matches with the products controller and this particular action method, and it is returning certain view. Okay, similarly, like we have done all these details, get products and get home. Like if you want me to just run this as a setup startup project, and what we have done in your previous demo. So all I wanted to do is like we'll do the same demo what we had done in the ASP.NET Core MVC. So we'll also do the same in the Razor pages also. Okay, the same thing like in having this grid display, the products catalog and all. So let me run this and show you what we have done in ASP.NET Core MVC. See here the products display, we have displayed something like this, right? When I click on the products details, it goes and finds this details action method, and it passes this where on this product ID. So go back and you have get JSON. Okay, all this stuff we have done in the session 5. So if you have see here action result, and this is the controller method, like in the details. Okay, so we'll do the same demo like in ASP.NET Razor pages, but understand the pattern is different there. Okay, we don't have the product controllers there. Like we'll have the code behind. Okay, there is a specific style to develop this Razor pages. Like I will go through that in detail. Okay, so let's come back to session 7 over here. So I taught you like in the folder structure, like you don't have the model view controls and all the stuff. I added these models over here. Okay, if you can see, this is the simple example like we have been doing from previous sessions also. Like I have this iProduct services. I have this get products and get product by ID. Okay, so I have this particular two services now mentioned in the derived class. See here, I'm get products is like just I'm hard coding instead of going to the database and reading the data. So this is the simple way to work with the in-memory objects, right? So in this get product ID, based on the product ID, I'm just getting the products. Okay. So based on the product ID, which maps with this products class, I'm getting this products detail. So this is the simple like in the having the model and the services, right? So like in the pages like folder, like I have this index.html on this particular root of these pages. Okay, and I have added this particular products folder. Okay, index and details, same like what we have done in the session 5. Okay, you haven't watched, go and watch it. Like in the views, like I have the products, right, and details and the index, right? Okay, so similarly, so the details and the index, like in the products folder, same in the session 5. The same thing like I have added, but that is nothing but the view, and this is a razor view. Okay, the razor view, like in having this code behind. Okay, you don't have this particular code behind in your ASP.NET MVC. Okay, you do not have this code behind. So index.cs.html.cs class file. .cs class file, the code behind is not possible. So here we have this one dot cs html dot cs class. This will act as the controller method. Okay, so I will implement all the stuff in the controller instead of in the code behind instead of the controller. Okay, so here I will go to the here or here. If I see here, I just wanted to comment out this one before I jump into this. So default behavior, you also know from my previous sessions, like this folder structure very well, right? So when there is a request, it goes to the program.cs class file and it goes and search with the pages, and the pages folder, like whichever the index.cs HTML, it is going to render, right? So let me run that and show you that flow. Okay. See here, it is what it's doing is like it is displaying the index. First, it went to this pages folder and it found this index.cs HTML and it's rendering that one. So, but I wanted to go through the change the product, change the routing for instead of index.html, I wanted to go and search in the products table and we products folder and in the index.html in the folder. So what can I do is like I can map that. I can change something like this. I can change the default routing using this folder based routing. So within this products folder, I wanted to say go and search for the default one like index.cs.html. Okay, so it goes and search with the index.cs.html. See, here is the products, right? It is I'm specifying this folder one. So when I'm specifying the folder num, it directly goes onto this particular products folder and it search for the index.html. Okay, if you have a different routing, let's say I wanted to have something like instead of index, like I wanted to have my own cs.html, so I can specify this one something like welcome, like the home page, products home page. Okay, I just can add the products home page over here in this thing. Okay, so go and add the result page over here. So once you add the result page, like this products page, this will be executed. But the default thing, like if you don't specify anything, by the default thing, it will search for index.cs.html. As simple as this. This is nothing but folder based routing. Okay, so some default document based on the default document. So this is our default. If I don't specify or if I specify, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, so it directly goes and search with the index. So see here, what I did is like within this products index.cs HTML. So I added this. So first I will go through this code behind. Okay, so what I did is like I have taken this particular iProduct services. Okay, I have injected to this services and getting this particular get products, and I'm displaying in the markup. So here I have this table rows with ID, name, and price with actions. Okay, and for each of this model, I'm displaying this data. So this is very familiar with you from my previous sessions, right? How do I display this data and all this stuff? Okay, let me run and show you. So later I will add this particular all the action methods and I will write this logic for that page handler code behind as well. Okay. See here, I'm displaying the products dashboard, like whatever the services you have. So I'm just get products. I'm using this particular get products and I'm displaying this data. So let's add some actions and write this logics. Okay. So, and see here, I'm specifying this as the @ page and I'm directing this, I'm just accessing this particular index.cs HTML through this slash products. Okay, so this is nothing but the page centric. Okay, this is nothing but the page centric, like I am just commenting out this one. Okay, so when I click on this product details, it has to go through the product details page. Okay, so I have these products and I'm specifying this as the integer. Okay, this is nothing but like a query string. Okay, in your ASP.NET, like you have something called as query string, right? So I'm passing this integer to this particular page, and this will read this integer and it returns the relevant product details by using this service, right? I have this service, like the services, like I have written this get products by ID also. Okay, so what I will do is like I will capture this ID, okay, and I will pass to this particular, I will use this services and I will display the data for the individual product IDs. Okay, so I hope you understand. Like if you want me to remind everything, like I'm just closing all the stuff. Okay, so you know very well with the previous sessions, like in MVC routing and this basic, like in having model, okay, having services. Okay, so I have two services like in get products and get products by ID over here. Okay, it's a simple logic. Okay, so if you can see the direct class, I have this get products. Okay, I have these products by ID. Okay, so I have implemented the both the methods, right? So get products and get products by ID. So this particular both the methods has been implemented. We just need to use that in the index.html in this products page, and here in this get products by ID in the details page, as simple as like. So we are just replicating with respect to MVC, and we here in the routings, like I specified if I default routing is like I don't, if I don't have this map, it directly goes to this pages folder. Okay, here it goes to the page folder and gets this index.cshtml. Okay, so whereas like I have wanted to have this customized way of folder based routing, so what I will do is like I will specify this folder direct path. Okay, I just go to this particular folder path and it defaultly goes and finds the index.cshtml. If I don't want it on the default index.cshtml search also, I can add the new page and specify this particular new page name over here. Okay, so I hope you understand. Like if I put a breakpoint here, okay, it comes over here. So when it comes to the products folder, it goes and search with index.cshtml. Okay, it comes over here and it finds this one, and that particular index.cshtml will be loaded. So you understand the flow, right? I put a breakpoint over here. Okay, so the first step is like that. We just hit this program.cs class, right? Okay, so later it comes to the folder path, products folder path, and index.cshtml. It is going to find that one. Okay, so it got hit the code behind over here. See, it's going to the services because I injected this product services. Okay, using constructor injection, right? So it displaying the data. So let's add the action methods and do that programming complete our programming. Okay, so let me close all this stuff. Let me remove all the breakpoints also. So I just wanted to implement the logic for products page. I have this products page, right? So within this products, I have this index.cshtml. Okay, the first thing is like open the index.cshtml and add the logic for the get products. Okay, get products and get products by ID. Okay, so let me implement one. Okay, let's do that. Public yes on just get products by ID. So I'm using these services like get products by ID. Okay, if it is null, I wanted to display something like message not return me a JSON products. Okay, so here you can see like you already know that HTTP verb, right? This is the HTTP verb which is like OnGet. So here also like OnGet, like get JSON. So this is the, so let me save this thing. Okay, so this is the get JSON, like in having this, I wanted to call this but just JSON when I clicks on the products details. Okay, so what I will do is I am going to open this particular index.cshtml and I have add the action over here. Okay, products detail. So I add this particular action method. Okay, so products detail, I added this action method, and I'm saying that to route to the page products folder and the details page. Okay, so within this products folder, okay, and it is going to the details page. Okay, with the route ID at the rate parameter ID. Okay, p.id, nothing but product ID. I'm just taking that. Okay, so when I navigate to this products details page, okay, so I open this. I wanted to read this particular product ID. Okay, so I need to inject the interface like in the service like iProduct services, and I need to get by products ID. Okay, let me do that. Okay, read only. So I'm injecting that into the constructor. Okay, get I product service products by ID. So here is like I'm getting this particular based on the ID. I'm just getting this products detail. Okay. So not on on the page. Okay, just save this. Okay. So within this details.cs HTML file, you have already have this route, which is nothing but integer parameter, and I wanted to display this individual product ID. Like base, I wanted to retrieve this ID, and I wanted to show that in the display. Okay, let's do that. Okay, I'm just model so products. Yes, just I wanted to display that ID, name, and display. Okay, product ID, name, and this price. I just wanted to specify, go back to this. So it is go back into the same products folder with the index. Okay. So I'm saving everything. So let's see how it or what we let's see like summarize like what we have done. Like in first the request comes over here in the products.cs class file. Okay. Since I mentioned this customized way of folder based routing, so I put a breakpoint over here. Okay, so now it goes to the products page. Okay, products folder. In the products folder, index.cshtml, it will find and it will find the index.cshtml. Okay, so first it will go to the OnGet. Okay, so once you click on this get folder, get product details, like in the get products details, right? So products details, like in go and hit this action method like in products in the details. Okay, it is going to call this page. Okay, so when you click on this products details, it is going to the products page and the products details, products folder and the details page. Okay, so it goes to the details page over here. Okay, so when it comes over here, okay, on get, so it will read this particular get by products ID, and it is finally going to display over here. Okay, you understand the flow. So first it going to come over here. Okay, second the index.cs.html. Okay, your products will be ready, and your products will be ready, and it will render this data. Okay, when you click on the get products, this going to fire. Okay, and it will navigate to this details.cs.cs.html. Okay, and where it gets this parameter ID and it reads the products ID. Okay, and it will finally render into this details page. Okay, let me show you that demo. Let me run this. Okay, first see the initial request came over here to the products folder. So obviously it will go to the cs.cs index.cs.html file. See here on get products cs index.cs.html. So after getting that, it is going to render. Okay, I have this particular products details. When I click on this product details, so it will go to the details page. Okay, in the details page, I have this particular OnGet, which is nothing but taking this particular parameter. So get by products ID, and it is going to display this details page. Okay, see it got the details page. Okay, when I say F5, so details.cs.html got displayed. So when I click back to products, okay, it is coming to the same page here in the index.cs.html and F5. Okay, I hope you understand like what we have done like in this products page. Okay, so now let me add the logic for all this stuff like in your all the stuff like in all the action results. Okay, get JSON or in the what we have the file content. I can download file. Okay, all the stuff we will do. Okay, step 5. Okay, let's do that. Okay, this is for content result. Okay, so this is the set. I'm specifying this as the sample product catalog. Similarly, file content download catalog. Okay. So I action result. So I can use the I action result in this result pages also. Okay. So I have added this all this stuff. Okay. So control yes. So let me go to this thing and I add these action methods also. Okay. So like in this adding this both action methods. Okay. So get JSON I added. So products catalog. So this is for download the catalog. So go back to redirect. So save this all this stuff. Control KD. Okay, yeah. So if you can see, like I added this action method get JSON. Okay, so when you click on the get JSON, is going to hit this page handler. Okay, so page handler get JSON. So if you can see the get JSON over here. So here is the get JSON. Okay, so similarly for get view product catalog. Okay, see here if I click on the view catalog product, it is going to view product catalog. See here, it is going to hit this view download catalog. Okay, view product catalog. Okay, similarly download catalog and redirect. Okay, I hope you understand. These are the page handler methods. Okay, page handler methods, like we will have this particular OnGet. Okay, OnGet and with the specified name. Okay, so specified name I'm using over here. Okay, so similarly for download and redirect. So let me run this and show you. Okay, so this all these particular action methods will be added and the relevant page handler methods will be get fired. So this is for debugging process for you to understand. Okay, I think you understand already all the stuff, right? See, if I click on these particular products, okay, let me delete all these particular debug points. Okay, this is the our products details page. Okay, get JSON. I just wanted to remove this. So it is returning the JSON here. You can see. So similarly, view catalog. So this is the sample catalog I am just telling. Okay, here it is like the return type is like the file content. Okay, content result. Okay, this is a sample text. Okay, similarly for download catalog, I have this download catalog. So get download catalog. I am just displaying this one. View catalog. Download this one. Okay, I'm able to download this file. Okay, and I'm just redirecting to the same page. Okay, I hope you understand like in what we have done. Like in this particular, let me recap you everything. Like in this slide, we have introduced with the routing and we have seen like that, like in folder based routing and the page centric based. Okay, the like this is like the conventional routing. See here, I have mentioned this page name and the I can specify this the folder name and the page name. Okay, if you don't specify the page name, it will we're going to search with the index.csv. This is nothing but your folder based routing. Okay, and in the page centric, like in the page centric, I can specify this way of routing, like in specify the products folder name and this like in this is the page that can be accessible with the product/id. Okay, so where I can display this products IDs on all the stuff. Okay, so in this particular index.cshtml we displayed all the products, and in the details product like details page we displayed the products detail of selected product ID. Okay, so that's the session is all about. So next session, like we will see what is ASP.NET Core execution pipeline in MVC and result pages. Okay, so we already know the folder structure of MVC and result pages, and we know this request pipeline, like in the routing for MVC and this result pages, right? So request pipeline is nothing but the execution pipeline is nothing but this like the page lifecycle. Okay, so you already know the routing, then this will be very easy. Okay, for you to understand the execution pipelines. So let's see what is nothing but execution pipelines or the page lifecycle of MVC or result pages. Okay. So let's catch up in the next session. Thank you. Thanks for watching.